All right, so for exercise 3, we have this empty room essentially. The first 2 exercises, I kind of started you off with things that are in the room, but now you have to draw them from scratch. So let's practice doing that. So put the furniture and details in the room, making sure it's all in 1-point perspective. You can orient and size it however you want, just make sure everything will fit. You can reference the simple images below, like couch, table, shelf, or make them more complex, or from your imagination, whatever. Remember, each item must be fully 3-dimensional. So if it's a table, you have to have like the thickness of the table, like the tabletop is thick. It's not just like a sheet of paper. It has to have legs, depth, all that good stuff here. So we have a couch, we have a table, we have a shelf hanging on the wall, we have 2 windows, a doorway to another room, a rug, and then a framed picture on the wall. So what I would do if this were me, I would figure out where my windows and my doors were gonna go first. And you do not have to put your stuff where I put my stuff. If this clicks and makes sense to you and you just wanna go and like make this happen, cool. If you need to watch me, then that's fine too. Okay, so we have our door. I'm gonna put it on this wall. So that's our doorway to our other room. I'll go back and decide if I want to make that like kind of a hallway or if I want to see the floor, or I don't know yet. But I just know that it's there, so that way I'm not going to put any furniture over it. All right, the windows. I'm going to put my windows on this wall. And you can see the top of the wall where it meets the ceiling is angled towards our vanishing point. The floor where it meets the wall is angled up towards our vanishing point. So I know that anything that I put on this wall is gonna angle towards that vanishing point. This back wall where I put the door, everything is going left to right. That's directly in front of us. It's not at an angle. So I'm gonna draw the tops of my windows. What did I say? 2 windows. So the tops are here. The bottoms of my windows, I'm gonna angle up to meet my vanishing point. And then there's some clues in the room about where to draw your lines. You could see that this wall, where it's meeting here, is going straight up and down. So I'm gonna put my sides of the windows going straight up and down. So we have 1, and then we have another one. I'm gonna go back and fancy these up later, but I just wanna make sure that like everything is in the right place. All right, now we have 2 windows on a wall, doorway to another room. Let's do the rug, since that's gonna be underneath stuff. So the bottom part of my box here, otherwise known as the floor, you could see that my lines are going left to right, and then they're angling up towards my vanishing point since it's lower than my vanishing point. So my rug is gonna go left to right back here. It's gonna go left to right in the front, and then my sides, just like the floor is gonna angle up towards my vanishing point. And I could be fancy, I could put a design on this rug, I don't know, maybe I'll go back to do that later, but for now, at least it's here. All right, so now let's put some furniture in. I think the couch is probably the most complex thing here. I'm gonna draw a couch that looks like this. You could draw a couch that looks like however you want. So, my couch. Actually, I'm probably not gonna put legs on my couch just because I don't feel like it. So my couch sits on the floor right up against the wall. That's where I'm gonna put it, over here. You can put your couch wherever, but I'm gonna put mine here. So my couch is sitting on the floor and it's up against the wall. So I'm kind of making like an L shape here, and that's like where it is like touching the baseboard or whatever, back against the wall. So my couch is kind of thick, like on the sides here. Oh, kind of thick on the sides here. So I'm gonna make that thickness. And this is 1 point perspective, so it's gonna go out. That's like the back. It's gonna come down. And then I have my like armrest piece here and down. So that's the back and that's the armrest. And so I don't confuse myself, I'm gonna erase that part. You can't erase my copy line, but you know. Okay, so the back of my couch, like this part up here is like thick. Like the back of the couch where you rest your head is kind of thick. And I know right now my couch looks really squarish and I could kind of like change it later. So that's the thick part of the couch up at the top. And then it has to end somewhere. So I'm gonna tell it to come down, go over. And then my other arm, I'm gonna line it up here, like that's where my hand would go. Somewhere over here, so that way I can make it kind of come at the same angle here and here. So I know where to stop it. So it's gonna come out this way, get to that point. The bottom of it's here, here. So everything is going back to this vanishing point. There we go. Now I'm gonna draw this going left to right because that's the thickness of the arm of my chair. It's going down. I should probably make this armrest thick to match my other one. And then it comes down. Ooh, this is an ugly couch, okay. So the seat is typically just like a little bit lower than my armrest. So I'm gonna kind of pull that out a little bit. There we go. Holy cow, that's an ugly couch. If you want, you can kind of like round it out a little bit. I mean, it's still in perspective, so I don't know, maybe I'm gonna put like buttons for like the tufting on it somehow to make it seem less ugly. Okay, so now we have a table. I'm gonna make mine a coffee table. You can put your table wherever you want. So my table, much like in exercise 2, is right under my vanishing point. So it's gotta go back to my vanishing point here on both sides. And I know that my table needs some thickness. There we go. And then my table has 4 legs. Notice I'm using my straight edge at all times to keep those like lines straight. You're actually not gonna see these legs. They're like hidden behind the table top, so don't worry about those. All right, now we have the table, a framed picture on the wall. I'm gonna put mine behind my couch. So my framed picture is just like my windows on my opposite side. It's going towards my vanishing point at the top and bottom. And I want this to have a frame. So I'm gonna make this kind of a double line here, still using my straight edge, still going to my vanishing point. Yikes. Ooh, mine's flowers. You can make yours whatever you want it to be. All right, then the last thing is we have a shelf. So, I don't know, I'm gonna put mine over here. Seems like a good spot. My shelf is thick in the front. Like this little sliver here is like the same as right here. Then my shelf is gonna come up to my vanishing point. A shelf doesn't project off the wall too far, so I'm gonna make my top of it like pretty skinny here. I don't know, maybe you want to put like a vase on it, or whoa, what an ugly vase. Oh my god, I cannot draw today. Woo, more flowers. Okay. So you can go back now and you could, you know, make your windows. Obviously use a straight edge. I'm just drawing really fast here. I'll go to your vanishing point. Maybe you want to see like the other room. In the doorway or something, you know, maybe like that's a kitchen, and like now you have your floor here, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to keep practicing, there's some things at the bottom that maybe you want to add in. You could add in throw pillows, lamps, hardwood floors. You can put some books on this bookshelf and make that in perspective as well. TV, fireplace, curtains, you know, like curtain rod would go back to your vanishing point. Obviously, I'm just eyeballing. Yours would be much better, but like all those little details can go into this practice if you feel like you need them. So that is exercise 3. The top is just like the bare minimum about what's going to be in this room. So, okay.